What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fishing GrubbZ. Today we are going to talk a little bit about dock bass. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, I am working on a little mini party boat, and when we get back to the dock every day, there's stripers everywhere. In fact, in the morning, as long as the tides are right, there's stripers everywhere as well. Now, today's video, we're going to talk about how I like to target these dock bass. Now, these dock bass are fed meat every day. That's why they stick around. Same thing happened last year in Newport. We fed them meat every day. When we got back from the trips, we would fillet all the fish and throw the carcasses and all the innards and all the skins out at the bass, and they would gobble them up. And to catch them, we would either put on some squid or something like that on a circle hook and drop it down right after. Now, last year we filleted, when we were in Newport, we filleted the fish up off the boat really high, and we would throw the skins down and they would slap on the water. So in order to get the bass to bite, we would take whatever we were using, big piece of squid or a skin or something like that, as soon as we were done filleting, and we would take it and we would slap it on the water and mimic that same motion. Now on the new boat, basically, you know, these guys stick around because when we get back in, we're washing off the boat and the stuff comes flying out of the back, scupper holes and all that. And then also, I save all my scraps throughout the day. So if I cut new squid, I save all the heads, I save all the little flappy things. When everybody's done fishing, I'll take all the leftover squid, all the leftover spearing that they have in their buckets, and all the rib cages from the fluke, and I put it all in one bucket, and I'll just sit there and marinates in like juice and gross grime. But when I get back, I just take handfuls of it and I feed it to them. Some days they're there in numbers, some days they're not. It really, I've noticed, depends on the tide a lot of the time. Usually if it's super low tide, they're out playing in the pond or maybe even out in the ocean. Who knows what these fish do? I would actually love to have like a tracker and put it on one of these bigger bass and track and see like what it does during the day every day. Does it come back to the dock? Do the same ones come back to the dock every day knowing that we're going to feed them? Who knows? I would love to know. So if any one of you has like a bass tracker, let me know. We'll use it. I don't even think they make that kind of stuff for normal people. But the thing is, if you have a boat on a dock and you go out fishing all day and you're throwing all your scraps overboard before you get back to the dock, you're doing yourself a disservice if you want to catch dock bass. And also in the morning when I'm cutting squid, I'm throwing the scraps overboard to feed them in the morning too, just so they know, you know, we'll be there in the morning, we'll be there at night. And it pays off big time if I want to catch a bass before we leave the dock, and it almost always pays off when we get back because they're ready. They know I'm gonna bring them scraps. I don't catch all of them. And another thing you need to know, usually when you catch one, they get spooked. You're not going to catch more than one. Sometimes you can get lucky and catch two, but a lot of the times it's just one. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because the other day we went out fluking, and we weren't really catching any fluke. I put my GoPro away and two keepers came up immediately, and I was like, you know what, I'm leaving my camera off for the day. So I shut the GoPro down. I didn't film any of the fluking, and when I got back, I filmed the dock bass. But also at the very beginning of the day, I caught a dock bass right before we left. Now, I thought this thing was going to be small. I thought it was going to be like 25 inches, and I boat flipped it, and it ended up being a keeper. So on the new bull shad Dobbins rod that I have, I literally boat flipped a 28-inch striper right into the boat. It was freaking awesome. Let's check that footage out.
Somebody striped the fish.
One last shot. There's only like one or two of them down there right now. It's low tide. So it's like, meh. Hopefully the tide's a little higher when we get back. And the big mamas might be here.
Yeah. Don't mind the back, right? Yeah.
They don't want to play today. Too low a tide.
What's up, boy?
Said they don't want to play.
No, it's alright. Let's get you.
Oh, I guess they do. Yeah, little guy. It was right after I said that too. I felt him pick. I can't let them run because they'll take me around the piling.
He's like a keeper.
Nah, too small. Yeah, he's a boat flipper. Over the rail and into the pail. Listen, Jimmy.
Nice.
I'd say maybe 25. Keeper's 28. He ain't a keeper.
See, if you came early, you could have striper fished.
I've been trying all morning. They haven't wanted a darn thing. That time I just let it sit on the bottom. I said to him as soon as he walked on the boat, I'm like, yeah, they're not gonna bite today. And then boom. You know what?
It's almost.
That's a keeper. 28.
That was in my bag.
Right on the line.
That's a keeper right
You know
there.
what? You hold on to that, because it'll be going back to Philly, and you'll be looking for
All
it.
right. Mwah. Thanks for playing, bud. You made my day.
So, again, getting back to the dock, I'm cleaning the boat and feeding these fish at the same time. I'm watching them. When the sun's up, I can see, as long as there wasn't a big groundswell, I can see down to the bottom clear as day. And so I tossed out a bunch of stuff. I actually got bit by a bigger bass, the one that I really wanted to catch. He spit it out before I could even think about setting the hook. It was just like a and then we got this little guy.
Oh my God, there's a fucking Goliath down there. Oh my God, that's the wrong one. Oh my God, he spit it out. What a piece of shit. Fuck you. He took my hook. That son of a bitch.
I threw some more chum down and I landed the biggest dock bass so far this year, and my biggest dock bass ever. Definitely my PB from the back of any boat at the dock. So this was a very special moment. I was super pumped. This thing was a donkey of a dock bass. So again, guys, if you're gonna be going for dock bass, you got your pilings, you want a rod that can get these fish in fast, that can handle the bigger fish. You don't want to fight them on light tackle. I mean, you can, it's fun. You definitely have more of a chance of losing the fish if it screams off and gets wrapped around the pilings, or literally just screams off and breaks you off if you're using too light of line and gear. So on my big rod, it is an 8'3" extra heavy big swim bait rod. I got 65-pound braided line, Yozuri braided line, the good stuff. You got to spend money on this stuff. And then I'm going to 25-pound fluorocarbon to the circle hook. Okay, and you want a strong hook too. You don't want something that's going to bend out on a striper. You need something that is going to be able to handle these bigger fish. So one of the keys to catching these dock bass, when you chum, you want to let your bait float down at the same rate that everything else is floating down. Because your bait is on a hook, it's going to float down faster than all the other chum. So what I like to do is, if you watch, you'll see me holding the line and I'm letting line out, literally trying to mimic all that chum that is falling down. And that's how we got Big Bertha here.
Get them! That's a good one. Oh my God. Ooh, I got the winner. I got a good one. Yeah. Woo, doggy. It's gonna break my freaking rod in half. Yeah, I swung a 28 earlier. This is not a 28. Woo! Definitely my best one of the year at the dock. Oh boy. A little smaller than I thought. Still a good one. Whew. Oh. Hell yeah. That's not too shabby. Does it beat 31? 31's my best so far at the dock. Oh yeah, baby. It is 34. 34 is the one to beat, Johnny boy. Woo! Mwah! Freaking 34-inch dock bass, boys and girls. Awesome. Awesome fish. Hell yeah. It's a good way to end an insanely good day. Oh boy. Awesome. Yeah, you're going back. You're going back, baby. Yeah, she's gonna be fine.
What kind of commercial fisherman are you? I mean, I would have. I mean, that fish is legitimately 34. There's no stretching that.
No, it's a 34. Mamacita! Beat that, Johnny boy.
Well, there you go, guys. A 34-inch dock bass. That is the dock bass to beat on the Kraken charters this year. We'll see if we can top that. hopefully these big ones stick around all year. We'll see. I would love to get one that is over the slot. That one was so close. This 34 was actually a keeper for the commercial guys and right underneath the slot for us rec guys. So pretty darn pumped about that fish. Super stoked. I hope you guys learned a little something today. Again, if you see stripers at your dock, bring them all your scraps. Keep them around. Show them that you love them, especially if you're going out every single day. These bass know that you're going to come home and give them some love. And you don't even have to fish for them if you don't want. You can just feed them and watch them. Put an underwater camera down there and check it out. I'm sure it'll be a ton of fun. In fact, that gives me a great idea. I might charge up the underwater camera, bring it out in the next few days, and get some underwater footage of these dock bass feeding on all the chum, and then maybe try and catch one too. I think that'd be really cool. Guys, like I said, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell as well. We're dropping videos every single weekday. It is a hell of a grind with my work schedule, but we're trying to keep up with it, and I love you guys for staying tuned. I'll catch you on the next one. Fish on.
Wonder if all my bad decisions get accounted in the algorithms. No statistician could dissuade me from my bigger vision. I know my occupation's quite an unlikely place in this world to occupy and talk about upon a daily basis. Our information's predetermined by some biased business. We all in sermon to silicon that push out lovely neighbors. I'm done with paper chasing, think I'm on to bigger banquets. This that full circle, new wave, energy on a Tuesday.